Welcome to Drop the Puck, live here at Planetized Widnes for this M56 Cup match between Widnes Wild and the Deeside Dragons.
Well, it's a name I didn't think I'd be saying for a long time, Gary. So yeah, we've got the YKK Widnes Wild against the Aspray Deeside Dragons.
That's a lot to
3 years in the making, Gary. Drop the Puck don't do derbies, but if they did...
Well, let me just say, Ben, I've got these right for you now.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm plenty of them.
Because this is a mouth-watering affair, this one. The fans are packed in for this one. I reckon this could be the game of all games.
Well, you know, we look over the rosters and it's almost an all-star cherry pick of who you want out the National One League. You know, the Deeside Dragons have come back. Big names on their roster: James Parsons, Andy McKinney, old heads like Mark Lovell who still bring that experience, and a very familiar name to the Widnes Wild, Phil Pearson in goal.
Oh dear. Well, interesting enough, they know each other really, really well, but it's been 2 years since Deeside.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. And of course, at time of recording this, Deeside are still going through that transition of getting their rink sorted, so they'll be playing a lot of away games. This being one of them in the Cup, but take nothing away from Deeside. Coming to this off the back of a 5-4 overtime win against Sheffield. They've only had one game, not a lot of time to practice, whereas on the other hand, Widnes Wild have had
they've been tested, it's fair to say.
They've had a handful of games, and it's some have been good, some have been bad. That great game last week against Solihull, they coming in off the back of a good win. It's all set up to be a mouth-watering affair.
Do you know, Gary, I wouldn't put money on who would walk away with this one, because it's a tight one.
It's very, very tight. I wouldn't like to say, but with that, I think it's time to go down to the ice. It's time to
drop the puck. Well, the anthem's out the way. It's time to play, and alongside me, well, there was no one else I really could pick for this one apart from this gentleman. Welcome back, Mr. Steve Fellows.
How you doing, Ben?
It's great, mate. Oh, I can't wait, man. I'm already, my mouth is watering at this one.
Hang on, Ben, can I just say, is he going to be a little bit biased?
Well, no, he's been around long enough, he knows the score, but mind you, saying that, you look out on the ice today and there are a fair few players in the Dragon side sporting the red shirt now that have worn the black of Widnes.
Yeah, do you know what? The Wild has come such a long way, haven't they, from when we first started these derby games? And yeah, Matt Wainwright was over here, Callum Ruddock's over there, so there has been a few players here and there, so it's going to be some real battles. Straight from the off, we've seen the little mind games going on, who's going to get off the ice last and everything, so tonight's going to be a fantastic game.
Well, unsurprisingly, starting netminder for the Deeside Dragons, they're going to go with what is going to work best in this game strategically, and that is Phil Pearson. Pearson, the former netminder of the Widnes Wild. You know your own players too well, so...
Yeah, do you know what? This is it, when you play against your old teams, you want to put in a good performance, but equally, some of them guys might know where his weaker areas are or where he's strong at, so they'll be watching out for that.
And it is Miles Finney who gets the nod ahead of Jake Lowndes for this one. So Finney, the starting netminder for the Widnes Wild, and God was he tested against Whitley, but what a performance he showed against Solihull.
Yeah, I think like a lot of these games, goaltending's going to be the key, and certainly in tonight's game there's going to be a lot of shots coming on, I should imagine.
Well, I'm looking forward to calling some names I haven't in a while, and we can see it now. Starting line here for the Deeside Dragons is going to be Wainwright, Parsons, McKinney, Dickinson and Lovell. We go on the other side of the puck, it's Hager, Coulter, and it looks like Rhys Edwards has got the nod. Callum Ruddock is there as well, and it's going to be Bez Hughes, who's your D-man. So 2 interesting starting lines, Steve.
Do you know what, looking at experience out there, we've got some hell of a lot of experience out on the ice right now, playing at the higher levels, haven't we?
Well, we'll get ready for this puck drop. And away we go. First time covering the Dragons here in 2.5 years, as we're saying. We're looking forward to this, but either way, it's still who won silverware this season, and it's Edwards who's taking it into his hands early. McKinney puts the body on. Welcome to the game, Rhys Edwards. However, Hughes couldn't keep that in, and the game has started exactly like you expect, at pace. bodies flying in already. Knocked on by Parsons, into the corner, chased down. Hager sees him off. And this has come out the gates flying, Steve, immediately.
Yeah, you can see Edwards just struggling a little bit with the pace, but it'll take a little bit of time. I'm sure we'll get into it.
Hughes sends that over, body on from Kennedy. Puck in. Dragons, shoot, score! And it's the Dragons who get first blood. Well, we'll see that again. It's Kennedy that puts the puck over. Picked up on the far side by Parry. Feeds it into the middle and slotted home there by, is that Bacon?
No, was it? I'm not too sure. It might have been Ross Kennedy.
Well, it was either Kennedy or Furnival, actually.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Furnival. But either way, what a start that was at pace. In fact, looking at the line now, it could even have been Clancy as we go underway again. I think it was MJ.
It could have been a left-hander. And again, another guy who's played at Widnes.
Well, they've turned it over. Parry sees an opportunity.
Another one.
And he makes it count. Wow! Just like that, the Dragons come out firing on all cylinders.
Pretty much straight from the face-off, a bit of a turnover. He's got one thing in mind and he shoots and he finds top shelf there. Nice goal, Alex Parry.
Well, let's just say the Dragons aren't messing round.
They're really up for this game. They've come out on fire, 100 miles an hour.
Gary, 2.5 years away they've been. Can you tell?
Well, they're certainly not rusty, are they?
From what little time they've skated together, it seems to have worked. Spridgen and Greaves on the boards. Jackson trying to scoop it away. In to help him comes Barlow. They've managed to play it down the wing now. Big body on from Dixon. And this is definitely a derby, Gary. And it's in! The Wild have pulled one back! Do not adjust your TVs, do not blink, you might miss something.
Some excellent work there to win the puck in the corner. And it's just in front of the net.
Is that
Easy
Gilbert?
It looks like, yeah.
Well, as quick as you like, here at Plantage Widnes, 2 quick goals from the Dragons and 1 from Widnes Wild. It's an exciting game on our hands here, boys.
If it keeps going like this, it's going to be a bit of a high-scoring game. There's not even two minutes into the game yet. It's 3 goals.
I'm just going to pass these napkins out now, gents. You might need some of these.
And it would appear that Matthew Wainwright is complaining about something there.
I think what he's complaining about, a bit of an interference call, but I'm not so sure. Maybe, yeah.
Well, the goal stands.
Wow. Okay, so while we catch our breath, Mr. Herring in the middle gets ready. It's going to be Dixon against Barlow for the draw. Goes the way of the Dragons, scooped up by Spridgen, looks to play it on the boards. Greaves intercepts, turns it round, dumps in on net, turned away by Pearson into the corner for Lovell. Now the Wild looking set up, another shot on Tess Pearson. Dixon jumps in. Okay, Greaves still takes another shot, Pearson down low, in for the rebound. There was Gilbert, but it's swept up by Wainwright. Looks to play through the middle. Well read by Williamson. However, Furnival jumps on the rebound, tests Finney from fair way out. And Finney just wants to freeze that one up and slow the play down.
Yeah, not an awful lot on other than to get it on the net. And they've got a good face-off.
And it was Greaves who's been accredited the goal on that one. Well, at pace we've come out, and at pace this game has started. 18-10, still to play in this period. And this is just the first period, Steve.
What we're in for the next 2, eh?
Dragons looking to work that round.
Ooh, good save.
And now they're testing him again. Parsons picks it up, goes to go behind the net of Finney, looking for someone out in front. Twists, turns, rides the check from Kemp. Dickinson feeds it back. Jared Dixon, formerly of the Blackburn Hawks. Icing for the Dragons this year. And it's a foot on. Hopkins is going to get there. Played out by Pearson, picked up by Hyde. Dan Hyde back after that concussion injury, which kept him out for 3 weeks. And Pearson feeds that up to Parsons. Look to play it out.
Penalty coming
Well,
up.
yeah, there's a penalty. It's a slashing call on Ruddick.
No.
It's gone the way of the Dragons.
Yeah, Ruddick slashed Kennedy and his stick came out.
It's an interference call, and it's on Wainwright.
Oh, is it?
Well, a bit of frustration maybe starting to set in there.
Well, there's certainly been no love lost in the time away.
I totally got that the wrong way. I've seen a slash over there. I thought it was on, Ruddick on there.
Well,
Stephen.
your Fresco environmental penalty bins start seeing some action early on.
You did say I was going to be biased.
With Matt Wainwright sat for 2 for interference, and the face-off taking the right-hand side of your screens, left-hand side of Pearson's net, won by the Wild as he set up now. Look to start working that puck around. Big shot in from the point, and that was Hagger who let that one rip. Pearson dealt with it well. Hopkins into the corner, held up by Richardson. And in comes Clancy to give him a hand. Hyde trying to recover the puck, does so. Kept the play alive with Hagger, gets it over to Williamson. Williamson puts it towards net. Hopkins pulls it down, scoops it round, dumps it in. And just like that, the Wild are back in it, Steve.
Yeah, just watching there, he did well to control this on the blue line because it wasn't the greatest of passes. He puts it towards the net, and he's on the net. What we do know about Widnes is they are quite good, aren't they? They're deadly on the power plays. And it's 2-2. We're right back into the game.
Well, the thing is, we always say you don't drop the puck. Power plays, you've got to score on them, you've got to make them count. And the Widnes Wild have certainly done that.
Yeah, it's now Widnes Wild 2, Deeside Dragons 2. Face-off gets us back underway, and I think it was a little bit of miscommunication. We can see there, wearing the 83 shirt, Chris G returns. He's still waiting on his 46 shirt. Barlow's going to chase down Keating. Keating manages to find Furnival, looks to throw it forward. G stays with him, manages to intercept, throws it forward. G going to chase that into the corner. Keto sees him off first, turns it round. That's going to be Otley, throws it forward. Lewis Otley, again, formerly of the Sheffield side. Spent a fair few bit of time floating around the Sheffield setups. Dixon, I should say. Played forward, Keating goes to feed Furnival, who's bodied off the puck by Barlow. Turned back around, and that's an icing call. Well, Furnival laughs that one off, but you can tell now that there's going to be no first or second gear to this game. We're running in third and higher. Yeah,
you could just see legs wasn't moving there, and it was easy to come in for the hit. This is going to be a game of speed today.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Finney's net. 15:47 to remain in this period. The goal obviously cancelling out the Wainwright penalty from before. And immediately under pressure, Lovell. Under pressure from Gilbert. Forecheck, Greaves rubs Lovell out the play, but he's managed to get the puck off to Parsons, who's bodied off, turned around, tried to find a stretch pass. Kemp, second bite of the cherry, finds Greaves. Greaves now has his pocket picked by Lovell. Wainwright back on the ice, looks up, big stretch pass, and we know that can be Widnes' undoing. We've seen it so far this season. They like to jump and try and pinch in and get behind the other team, but it can leave them high and dry sometimes as McKinney just nestles that one in. Tried to go D to D, and they have done with Lovell and Wainwright. The pace now slowing down to a more settled one as both teams starting to get a feel for each other. Down the wing though, Kennedy looks, he's looking good, I won't lie.
He's looking solid, isn't he? Yeah.
Kennedy picks it back up, puts the body on as he scoops that loose puck up. However, Dragons turn it round in the zone. Clancy pursuing his man. Kennedy, lovely little dangle.
Oh, big hit, nice hit.
And that was that Kemp? It was, and Kemp just stood there.
Yeah. Do you know what? He's got to call the penalty. Nice little move though by
see if we can
Kennedy.
catch it on our replay now, Steve. You see just the after effect, but Kemp didn't really move. He just stood there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an official loses his edge. Well, but Gary, this is one for you.
Hey, it's slippy out there.
Yeah. Ross Kennedy has got some tricky little moves on his plate, so he's going to cause some of the bigger defenders a bit of problems today, I should imagine.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like that's all Kemp's got to do is just put his body in the way. He disconnected Kennedy from the puck, however, he took the penalty doing so.
Yeah.
So now, just like that, flip of the puck is, if you want to say, the Dragons are on a power play.
Well, let's see what they do with this then, eh?
Straight away, they win the draw. Kennedy heads up, looks to feed it out to Wainwright. Wainwright into the corner, gets his head up, works that into the back corner. Gets it back once more. Good cycling by the Dragons. One-timer, Kennedy, and that could have been a dangerous broken stick then However, good pressure from Barlow on McKinney. Barlow stays with McKinney all the way. Andy McKinney, the big signing for the Dragons this season, takes the shot as he goes coast to coast. Picks up the rebound back, top of the slot. Kennedy gets it back from Wainwright, shot in, good defensive move, and the PK standing tall so far. And a packed Planet Ice Widnes, Steve.
Yeah, the fans have made the short journey over the bridge, haven't they? But equally, a lot of Wild fans here today as well. They know what this game's all about.
Exactly. And it's great work by Barlow. Barlow's away. He's got to pursue him, but it's one-on-one. And it was that Parsons.
Yeah.
It was Parsons doing his defensive duty there. Big layout, gets a stick in the way. And Parsons has probably just prevented another goal. Dickinson turns up ice. Little bit of swap shop going on as trying to find men to come out on the ice. 35 seconds left on the power play. Dickinson throws it forward. Picked up far side. Dumped in.
Oh,
big smashes on the board.
Yeah, he needs to blow that. Yeah.
And that was a big one.
He's a big unit though, isn't he? Let's be fair.
Well, it's Tom Jackson who's down for the Widnes Wild there.
Yeah, I just noticed on the power play, they've put Whitaker out probably to get in front of the net to screen the goalie and cause some problems in the corners, because like we've just seen there, he's a big unit.
Yeah, well, we know Reese likes to put the body round. Reese Kearney-Witter, another key signing for the Deeside Dragons this season.
They've been busy this summer, haven't they?
And the squad they've built, well, like I say, Steve, I said it before, it's almost like cherry-picking some of the household names from the Morley.
Well, do you know what? It was the only way they were going to do it if they were going to survive in this league, because it's gone from strength to strength, hasn't it? You know, Widnes finished third in the league last year, but they've had to do some key signings.
Well, there's some words there between TJ and Reese. So I don't think that one's over. We'll keep an eye on that one. 20 seconds after the power play, though. Dragons yet to capitalise on this one if they can. They're just going to send Hughes out and replace it with... is that Gilbert who's going back in the box, interestingly? So he goes back to the bench. Face-off taken very quickly by Clancy. Won by the Dragons. McKinney feeds it out again. Dickinson works it round. Good tight angle shot in from Clancy on the far side. 5 seconds left on the power play. 2-1. Trapdoor opens. Kemp's back out. And that's a win as far as the Wild are concerned with the PK. However, can they try and turn this puck up ice and get something going? Another body comes on, and here we go, breaking away. Wild bring it down, trying to see Kemp off the puck, and they do so. Allow McKinney in, rides that check from Kemp. Hughes and Hagger puts it back on. Coulter now on the ice for the Wild, looks to dig it out the corner, digs it right out onto a red shirt as Witter just throws it around. Hyde scoops it up, puts it on there. Pearson down low, good leg pad save. Lovell's going to scoop the loose change up and settle things down once more. Quick wholesale change. And back the other way we go. Lovell looks to work it up the wing. Great little bank pass, but it's intercepted by G of the Wild. G throws it round for Ruddick. Ruddick looks up ice. Stretch pass, can't find Hopkins in the middle. Scooped up by Otley. Otley goes over Dickinson. And you can see there the plan between the Dragons defensive men is just get that forechecker to skate themselves tired. Send it between each other. Well, that was an interesting one there. Bearing down on him was Hopkins. Nothing comes of that one.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times on both sides now. You know that D-to-D pass, they're putting each other into a bit of trouble. They need to just tighten up a little bit on that, because it's bouncing off the boards or going just off that stick and causing a little bit of trouble for either team.
Well, I know Gary likes to comment on the shirts, and we've already a comment coming in, so yes, those Dragon shirts do fit in with the standing of the league shirts so far, I must say. Shot in! Ooh. Gilbert Tested Pearson, it comes up and out. Perks trying to wrestle it in. Greaves sees the loose puck, jumps on it, tries to find Jackson skating in. Great little move, prevents him. And you can hear the tap, the inevitable tap of Joe Greaves saying, give me that puck. We usually know what that means, and that's a cannon coming in from the point. Another body on into the corner, Gilbert. Finds Barlow, push forward for Perks. Greaves had to hold his skate. Kennedy's looking to get around the back and does so. He's by himself. Jackson went to step in on that. Great little move. Picked up by Wainwright. Wainwright shoots. Finney sees that late. Jackson and Wainwright. And immediately, Wainwright just leans over, lets Jackson take his lid off, but the handbags are early.
Some nice play there by Ross Kennedy. Just seen, I think, Matty coming in into the middle, open eyes. Keeper did tremendous there to make sure he was down quickly and not to give any rebounds. Well,
that's the thing. Finney isn't going to be untested today when you carry in firepower like James Parsons, Andy McKinney, Mark Lovell, Cy Furnival. How many times have we mentioned these names in the past, Steve?
All the time. Just before, it shows the quality that McKinney's got.
And Kennedy as well.
Oh, Kennedy, yeah. If you notice, they put him on the point for on the power play. We'll see that tonight because he's got a cannon.
McKinney finds back to Lovell. Williamson steps in, looks to dispossess Lovell, but Lovell's experience wins out and he manages to dump the puck into the zone. Kemp looks to clear it up ice. Edwards, little Reese Edwards and Reese Kearney-Whitty. You look at the difference there, it's like David and Goliath. Edwards dumps in. Hagger winds up! Big shot from Hagger, and what a save Pearson off the breadbasket.
That was going top shelf there, yeah.
And again, Hagger tests him again, gets down low this time, and Hagger is certainly not giving up, testing Pearson. Williams finds Coulter. Coulter, well, there's a little bit in front of Mr. Herring there between Coulter and Furnival, but clearly Hagger was offside on the far side.
Yeah, the pass went offside, but he was a bit late there blowing the whistle. It should have been much earlier.
Well, just over halfway in this game so far, guys.
In its first period, yeah.
Yeah, in its first period. It's 9 minutes 30 seconds remaining. 2-2. It's so close.
Entertaining for the fans.
Very much so. Britton and Dixon in for the draw. It goes away of the Wild. Hyde pinches in on Kearney-Whitty. Britton does well on the half board, fighting away. They manage to get it into the danger zone. Ooh. Scooped up by Reynolds. Turns, puts a shot wide. Furnival's going to grab that loose one. Looks up ice, and there's that pass again to Keating. Keating, surrounded by black shirts, does the small thing, dumps it in, lets the team move up with him. However, Hyde manages to get a stick, tries to turn it round. Richardson straight in on that, keeps it alive for the Dragons. Keating's going to pick it up into the corner. Looks to go backhand, finds a teammate, does so. And again, Dickinson. Good move by Hughes, rolls off that check. Hyde back at it, tries to keep it in. Otley, good battle between Otley there and Hughes, and they've done the job. Quick line change all round by the Wild. Forwards change for Dragons. Richardson just holds it up, looks to play it quick, only finds Tom Jackson of the Wild, puts it back. Greaves, it's his second line out again. Doesn't quite catch that on the toe of his stick, right? Comes more out of the heel. Put that wide, and now the second line of the Wild, pursued by Ross Kennedy. Kennedy sporting that experience he's picked up with Telford. Greaves tests Pearson again, spills up, Pex clears that one, sweeps that away. Lovell looks up ice, finds Kennedy. Kennedy knocks it back into the path of the Wild. And again, this game starts to settle down with a little bit of to and fro.
Nice
and it's
goal.
in!
Nice goal.
Well, Gilbert managed to find something there.
Do you know what? Too much messing around here. They win the puck back. Barlow there, pays it to the point. Jackson, I think it is, far side, and it's in the back of the net. Nice goal.
And that line have been working amazing this season. The Barlow, Gilbert, and Greaves line, that second line for Widnes. And obviously TJ sat in defence there. But either way, it's Widnes that now go ahead. Well, it's now YKK Widnes Wild 3, Aspray Chester Deeside Dragons 2. And we're not even out the first period. Gilbert, pick it up. dump it in. Pearson comfortably right behind that one, decides to freeze it up. And Jackson getting accredited with the goal. Assisted by Greaves. Second assist on that is Gilbert. Face-off will be right-hand side of Pearson as Mr. Arnold comes into the middle. It's going to be Coulter and McKinney in for the draw. McKinney immediately. That's been blown dead by the officials there. Face-off re-won by the Wild as he looked to play that in quickly, and you could see what the play was there. They were trying to find Kemp with a one-timer in. Coulter and Hagger go to work on the boards. Parsons loses possession. It's out in front. Evans! Edwards! Oh. What a save, Phil Pearson!
Do you know what? He did everything right there.
We'll see it again there. Edwards gets the puck as it trickles out.
Great positioning, little fake onto the backhand. Great save, Pearson, but Edwards did everything right. They've got to watch them little gaps, pockets of space there.
Hagger couldn't sweep up the win, and immediately Parsons jumps on it and dumps it down. Gilbert gets a big body on in the corner again. Edwards looks up. Wainwright just puts enough pressure on him. He's managed to clear the zone, however. McKinney.
Nice play.
Yeah, gets it over to Dickinson wide open. Takes a shot on Jared Dickinson, spilt up by Finney, goes behind the net. And Edwards is going to try and beat out Lovell. Oh, and there's a call. We've got a call here, and that's McKinney. Well, Andrew McKinney he's got Mr. Carrot in the, he's in his bad books. We'll see what the official call is now.
Yeah, I didn't see much there, but let's see if we hear what the call is.
Well, we'll wait for the official verdict as we set up for a face-off, the right-hand side of Pearson's net. Okay, it could be a little bit of a roughing call on Edwards on the far side. Face-off, right-hand side of Pearson's net, won by the Wild as they look to pinch in quickly on the power play. Can they make it 2 for 2? And there's certainly some, that's Clancy there on the far side. And
here we go, here we go.
And we've got drop gloves,
yeah.
Barlow and Clancy. Well, MJ has skated before for Widnes. Barlow, been with Widnes for a couple of seasons now, and it's going to be Clancy who's swinging first. Barlow coming over the top of the right. Clancy doing well to hold off and swinging with his own right. Barlow looks like he's got him, and he takes him down. And it's a great one for the fans. You could tell something was brewing.
Yeah, I think they've played on a few teams together, them two, haven't they? Well,
and good sportsmanship afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, that'll just settle anything for now. That one was brewing. Mr. Carrot, Mr. Herring and Mr. Arnold are going to need to get a bit of control of this game.
Got to keep the heads on a swivel in this one.
Otherwise, that could be a very small snowball at the top of the hill that could greatly gather momentum.
Yeah, 2+2, I think, for both of them. Get on with it. Yeah.
And we're just calling the officials at the Timekeepers bench. We see now in the Fresco environmental penalty boxes, we've got McKinney and Clancy in for the Dragons and Barlow in for the Wild. Barlow's just getting redressed there, making sure all his equipment's in the right place. So McKinney gets 2 minutes for an abuse of an official originally, and then that resulted in the power play starting for the Wild, that face-off, which led to Clancy and Barlow dropping them, and then it's a 2+2. And here come the Wild again. Oh, sorry, so both get 5 minutes for fighting.
Right.
Coulter goes to put the body on. Well ridden out by Richardson, who tests Finney. Coulter's going to get there first, so Joe Coulter does enough. Big body on Gilbert there, and this certainly isn't over. Well, many people have got December 25th ringed on their calendar. I had today. I've been looking for, this is my Christmas present, as a massive hit in the corner.
Could have a break
Wow.
here. Oh.
What a move by Nathan Britton. And it was G took out Witter, is the hit we saw over the far side. Sorry, Coulter. It was Coulter on and Witter. Shot comes through from Greaves. Back across. Tries to take another shot. Tight angle, can't quite get it. And this game's got everything. Greaves takes another shot. Pearson flashing the glove.
Yeah.
Puts it up.
Yeah, very composed there just to make a play just before that final shot there. We've seen a lot of turnovers in the Dragons' end at the moment.
Yeah, we just see that the shot there has actually taken the plexi protector off the top.
God, yeah.
So that's going to need to be reapplied at a later stage. However, 5 minutes 19 remaining in this period. Steve, Gary, it almost feels like we've played a full game.
Do you know what? I was just going to say the same. I can't believe it's the first period.
You're definitely going to need more napkins.
Face off, left hand side of Pearson. Jumped in, good tie up between Coulter and that was Kennedy there. However, the Dragons have managed to sweep it out just. They managed to find Wainwright. Wainwright rides a check from Williamson, does well. However, the Wild turn it over. Hopkins and Williamson. Jonathan Williamson, little bit of dump and chase. He's got to see off Lovell and Kennedy. Puts the body in the way of Lovell. Loses his stick for it. Hopkins, though, settling into this Wild side well. Big shot from Hagger right down the throat of Pearson. Great save, Phil.
Textbook saves there. Yeah, just working the corners again. Back to the point. Loads of time there, loads of time just to line it up. But luckily for the Dragons, it was straight at Phil Pearson.
Well, with 4:49 remaining in this first period, it's still Widnes Wild 3, Deeside Dragons 2.
Face off again, left hand side of Pearson. This time it's the Dragons who win that one. Look to play it off the half boards and clear it out. Furnival sees his man in the middle. Dickinson takes a shot that's deflected away from the firing line by G-Stick, held up in the corner now. McKinney tussle with Jackson. Tried to skate it in and put it on, and Finney's been dragged out of the goal there. However, the puck's gone the other way, back down towards Pearson's net. Finney doesn't look like he was happy with that one. It's going to be Wainwright who scoops that. Richardson and Dickinson back to Lovell. Send it up. Furnival bodied off the puck by Jackson. And Tom Jackson, certainly no love lost for these derby games. Jackson is about as much black and gold as they come. It's jumped out well, you can see there. G misinterpreted the bounce of the puck, and Finney's quick to jump on that and freeze it out.
Yeah, just a bit of a bouncing puck there, no one's sure where it's going. Yeah, just go back to Tom Jackson, he's been here for quite a number of seasons, hasn't he?
Definitely, Jackson, one of the stalwarts of the Wild. You mentioned the Wild, and there's names like Jackson and Gilbert and Kemp that all come to mind straight away.
Yep.
As they work that puck round once more. This time the Dragons looking to get it into the danger zone. Furnival's going to scoop that up in the corner. Looks to play it out. Good body on again from the Wild. They turned it out. It's a foot race. Perks pursued by Hagger. Loses his edge, goes down. Furnival. Space created from Ruddick to pick his pocket and throw it up. Otley. Coulter with the forecheck. And hoping Joey Coulter's equipment doesn't fail on him like it did the other week. We actually saw him lose his full blade on his skate during that Whitley game.
Yeah, it was an unusual one now.
In fact, sorry, it was a Solihull game, if I remember rightly, it was. Spridgen. Good little battle there, and that's going to be a great battle to watch. Edwards and Spridgen, his bodies come flying in. The rooking shoes on the board. Hagger's wide open, look at all this space. Hagger, big shout. Oh! Yeah, there it is. Well, it was inevitable, really, from the minute Hagger picked the puck up.
Yeah, look at all this space there. The Dragons have gone for a change. Very bad change. Do you know what? Hagger kept the shot low and hard. Came out for a rebound. There's absolutely no Dragons there in front of the net to pick up the pieces.
So with 2:54 remaining in this first period, it's the Widnes Wild 4, Deeside Dragons 2.
It's a crazy game, isn't it? It goes from 2-0 Dragons, now it's 4-2 Wild in the first period. What a crazy game.
Well, I know the teams have come on firing on all cylinders, but have they got the gas tank to keep up with it?
I was only thinking that, Ben. Couldn't they maintain this?
Well, off the face-off, it's a Wild to throw forward, and that's going to be an icing call. Coulter with the goal there. It's Coulter who sweeps up the loose puck in the end.
I've got to admit, though, they stretched Pearson out on that one. And
yeah, it's kind of like a triangle formation.
Yeah, it was an easy goal for him.
Quick face-off taken early by McKinney there for the Dragons. Tried to jump forward on it. And McKinney and Kemp's another little battle I'm keeping my eye on. Lovell goes D to D with Wainwright. Hopkins just puts a body on Wainwright. Not sure Andy Hopkins realises what he's stepping into there. As Wainwright now sees him down. Back the other way, Hopkins scoops a loose puck up, throws it forward for Hyde. Hyde goes to go in, goes to throw a little deep backhand, spins away, manages to get his edge under him again. Ridden off the puck this time. And this game showing no sign to dying down.
Non-stop, isn't it?
Kennedy scoops that puck up now, looks up ice. Great little dump around his man, Hyde. Williamson, that's possibly going to be a trip. No, they're saying it was high enough. As Wild lose that puck in front of net, Furnival's floating round, and now they're going to call it, it's an offside.
Yeah, delayed offside, yeah.
Well.
Can't believe that there. They almost had a sitter in front of net.
This is literal meaning of end to end. Face off, right hand side of Pearson, won by the Dragons as they try and clear that out with Richardson and Parry on the far side. This time it's going to be Gilbert shoveling snow there, trying to dig it in with Greaves. Officials still got vision, so the play continues. Dragons doing well to hold that, and they find get it out. Kennedy tries to deke around Greaves, thrown straight back in. Greaves gets a puck, shoots!
Oh, that was close.
Very close.
Very
1 minute
close.
18 remains in the period.
You know,
That's going to be an icing call, and I bet you. Oh, here we go. So Barlow and Clancy now return to the ice.
he had a lot of space, just able to step in. He was right on top of Phil Pearson, that shot.
Going to be interesting to see now that second line's reunited for the Wild. So face off left hand side of Phil Pearson. Clancy straight away in on the action with Coulter on the face off. Tries to dig it out, does so. Couldn't get round Greaves. Greaves puts it in towards net. Josh Richardson. Oh, and Greaves looks to have dispossessed Clancy's glove. Oh! Hagger throws it in inside the final minute now of this first period of this M56 Challenge Cup game between the YKK Widnes Wild and the Aspray Deeside Dragons. Hughes throws the puck forward. It's going to be Kearney Witter for the Dragons who gets that one. McKinney reels it in. Goes behind his net, looks to set something up. Good forecheck pressure from Edwards, and that's going to be up and out of play with 32.1 seconds remaining.
Do you know what? I wouldn't rule out somebody scoring another goal before.
No, I was just thinking that as well. Just a quick turnover again. That's what we're seeing, lots of turnovers in the Dragons' end.
Coulter and Parsons go in for the draw there. Hagger straight over, try and win it back in. Good pressure, and he's managed to do so. Hagger's turned it round. Still Hagger gets a shot off. Deflected from Lovell. Gets absolutely ridden off the puck in the corner. Still in possession of the Wild though. Great little move by the Dragons. See them back in as time's ticking away in this first period, but managed to clear it away. Lovell to Wainwright. Wainwright down that right wing. Coulter puts a stick in, can't get anything of it. You can see he's trying to drag it back into the slot for Parsons, but that's shot on there, and McKinney on the buzzer!
No!
McKinney on the buzzer!
Officials said no
He
goal.
said no goal.
Well, that was tight!
That was so tight. Oh.
We can't even go to a replay for that.
Well, with time expired here in this first period,
Wow.
it ends with the score currently.
Oh, and there's a little bit of...
Widnes Wild 4, Deeside Dragons 2, but they feel like they've been robbed of a goal here.
Well, it's sparked all sorts. Their officials are telling them to get off the ice. This game is not over by any means. There's still plenty of legs in it. There's 40 minutes left of open play. And I don't think the penalty boxes are going to be quite quiet as we think.
I think it's going to be quite warm in there today.
Well-worn tracks.
So as the players leave the ice, join us after this short break when you can catch all the action right here on Drop the Puck.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Welcome back for this second period of high-octane action as the YKK Widnes Wild have welcomed the Aspray Deeside Dragons for the first game in the M56 Challenge Cup. Gary, Steve, it wasn't without action.
Definitely not, was it? 6 goals in the first period, 2-0 down, and four consecutive goals from the Wild. Just shows their quality, I guess.
Well, all I'm going to say is I could sense the tension and the excitement, not just with the players, but with the fans as well.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's been waiting for this game, this derby game, because this is what we love ice hockey for.
Yeah, I've just been over to some of the supporters, and I actually said it's a bit quiet over here for my liking. But yeah, they were saying the lads haven't been able to get on the ice as much because the rink's not there. So, but I think they're all happy with the performance so far.
Well, you've got to remember, Steve, you said it before, they've been cherry picking their players coming back into this, and they've entered at the Division 1 level, which is a level higher than they were originally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got to take into consideration, albeit that they cherry-picked some players from Blackburn, because some of the Deeside players went there, as we well know, and some of the Widnes players have gone there. It's just one of those things. In the north, players all seem to do the merry-go-round where they switch around, and it's who falls on your plate is what you play with, basically. And I think the Dragons have got a good team.
They have got a good team. What you might see is a bit of a slow start to the season, but warming really up to things come the playoffs, the business time of the year,
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out as the rest of the league games have yet to come, but this one, still a long way to go, and I can see more goals in this. And dare I say it, more drop gloves?
Well, don't touch fate now. Let's hope it's not a 0-0 period, because that will be so disappointing after the first.
Oh, you went and blew it, Steve. You blew it, didn't you?
Well, Mr. Carrack calls them both to the middle. And we see there the Finney and Pearson scuffing up their blue paint areas. It'll be interesting to see how we roll here. And it's going to be Barlow against McKinney for the draw. So that second line of Widnes goes up against the second line of Deeside. In fact, that's the first line of Deeside. So Deeside's top line against Widnes' second. And away come the Dragons with the puck. Immediately throw backwards. Trying to jump on it is the Wild, but here comes McKinney down that left wing. Dispossessed by Barlow, loses his edge. Looked at the official there as if to say it was his blade that was left trailing, but however, nothing given. Gilbert in possession now. Thrown forward again, Barlow knocks it into space. Plenty of space, shot on early, Pearson sees it, turns it around. Greaves gloves it down, still manages to get it on. Pearson spills up again. Gilbert keeps the play alive for Widnes. Scooped up once more by Wainwright of the Dragons and turned away. There's a bit of space in front. McKinney at pace picks the puck up, looks in front. Jay gets his skate in the way, deflects it out of the danger zone. Wainwright has managed to pick it up at the point. Looks to go inside Parsons. Great seal on the pipes there is Finney. And Finney sees rubber very early in this period.
Deeside looking to come out in the same way as he did in the first period.
Again, end to end, isn't it?
Yeah.
But can they keep the pace up? This is the inevitable. There's a broken stick on the ice. Don't know who that belongs to. It looks like a Widnes player, but we're going to carry on with Deeside down the wing. Dump it in one more time. Kennedy going to chase that one up. Can't quite reel it in. Lets it run for Parry. However, mistake allows Gilbert in. Gilbert gets to Greaves. Greaves winds up, takes a shot. Glove save from Pearson. Pearson sees that all day. And maybe not as furious as the first period, but still plenty of action.
Yeah, just in that play there, I noticed the play's going over the far side, but Widnes are keeping that stretch guy over this side because that's where they're getting a lot of their space going in the goal. So they're being disciplined, looking for the stretch guy.
We saw that before with Hager.
Hager, yeah.
And a good face-off win by the Wild sets them up in the Deeside defensive zone. Fanned on that first one, was that Riddick? Was. Kennedy loses his edge, goes down, just allows the Wild to retreat, get back behind. Coulter tying up in front there. Clancy turns around. Great little play there by Ruddock, just took him off possession. Coulter's allowed back in. And now the Wild looking to... was right on cue, the fans start. I was going to say, Wild going to start banging the drum, getting Deeside to dance to their rhythm. Hager again with the forecheck, does enough, has managed to pop the puck up, but it's recovered by Kennedy. Kennedy couldn't go through the traffic. Britton supported by Hager, great opportunity from the Wild. Clancy puts the body on Hager. Witter just sees it round to Kennedy once more. Kept alive by Hager, plays it off the half boards, and that puck's up and out of play.
Just out of play, yeah.
Well, you can hear Kennedy banging his stick on the board in frustration there.
Yeah, just got to slow it down, be a bit more composed, you know.
Face off. Left-hand side, Phil Pearson. Hyde on the draw. Good body on, but it's kept in and alive by the Wild. Perks looks to go up ice, tries to clear it out. Still Billy Perks. Gives it up to Hyde. Hyde manages to get some sort of shot off. Otley is going to try and give him some grief for it, but another shot, and again another blocker save from Pearson.
Again, just again another turnover, is it, right in front of the net. Just got to be careful of that. I guess these are the mistakes you're going to see when you're dealing with a team who's not trained regularly going into the season.
Well, we might as well start calling them Phil Pirelli and Miles Goodyear, because they're seeing more rubber at the moment.
I see what you did there, Ben.
Other tyre companies are available.
That's correct.
Hopkins behind the net. Sent out wide by Perks, manages to swing it back in, read by the Dragons. Spridgen's going to come in and support. Good little battling shoes between Otley, however. Again on the boards, trying to dig it out. Dragons come out with it. Turned around once more, and the loose puck works its way all the way down to Lee Kemp, who's going to be pursued by Cy Furnival. Hopkins aided on, and it was Gilbert there who lost his stride. Looked like he had the stride over Lovell. Gilbert turns on a dime, puts the pressure on. And Widnes, dare I say, just looking like they're getting a little bit more control of this game. As they manage to clear it out one more time. Barlow's going to skate down on Wainwright. Wainwright looks up ice, tries to find Lovell. Instead finds Kemp. Kemp's managed to find Greaves at the point. Greaves has to let the puck loose, so as Gilbert skated onto it. And again, it's this neutral zone, no man's land, quick little deflections and loose pucks that are really making the game what it is at the moment.
Quite a lot of quick ups, but then loose pucks following it, yeah.
Put towards net by Greaves, scooped up once more by Wainwright of the Dragons. Finds McKinney down this right wing, G shadows him in. Stays with him, tries to wrap around. Finney post to post. Does enough to deny them, and here come the Wild back on the counter. Greaves goes to cut inside. Still Joe Greaves, lovely move. Puts it in, and great save. Pearson knocked out. Wild go to work in the defensive zone of the Deeside team. Out in front, Greaves, great save. Pearson.
Brilliant save, Pearson.
Gilbert, big smile on his face as he knows. Finney stays out of danger, into the corner. Jackson going to come back for the Wild, supported by G. Dickinson on the forecheck now. Hagger couldn't reel that one in, allows Witter. Richardson loses out to Coulter, but the Dragons somehow recover, put it back on the stick of TJ once more. Jared Dickinson of the Deeside Dragons now. Big body on from Coulter, and again, G on Clancy. Out in front. Finney's net under test. And the Wild doing well to ride this. Parry holds Coulter in the corner. Dragons look to come out with it, but Wild. Again, loose puck, and it's Edwards. Edwards, he's bearing down his Witter. Witter just pulled out of that one sensibly. He didn't have to flatten poor Reese.
Yeah. He made the right decision then.
I don't think that'd have gone down too well with a few people.
I think the Dragons are desperate to get on the scoreboard quickly here. Try and get back in this.
However, off that play and on the puck again, the Dragons end up throwing it forward, and again it is just another loose puck situation. Dixon come flying out the trap there. Hopkins. Hyde thinks about it. Does look for the redirect out in front, the tip in, and that was Britton.
Yeah, everyone just seemed to turn away as he wound up for the shot, so he had more time than what he thought he had. So he was then just able to take a low and hard shot and rebound into the stands.
Steve, if I saw Danny Hyde widen up for a shot, I'd turn away as well.
Run out the way. Yeah.
The third line of this Widnes Wild team, Hopkins, Hyde and Britton. First time they're really getting to stretch the legs together, because we know Danny Hyde's been suffering that concussion injury.
Concoction?
The concussion injury since the Nottingham away game, which was some time ago. Clear to play, and interestingly, of course, you can catch the Nottingham game.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow.
Who's showing that then?
I think that might be us, Gary.
Oh.
Face off, left hand side of Pearson, not
Whoa,
liked
too
at all
soon.
by the official, Mr. Arnold.
Yeah, he took that too soon.
Yeah, we'll hide. Just creeping off his mark early.
You eager beaver.
Britton in for the draw again, once more against Dixon. Good tie up again as the wingers jump in to help them. Hopkins though, and I tell you what, for a young lad, Andy Hopkins has certainly fitted in well with this new shape of Widnes Wild. Oh, finding his feet early. Out in front again, put another one in on Pearson, steers it away. You can hear the crowd oohing and ahhing.
They're only copying me, Ben.
Be that script we left in the stands earlier. Spridgen now sees an opportunity, jumps on it, Spridgen. Good defensive work by Williamson, just steers away. Big body on, and that was Furnival on Kemp. Barlow seen off the puck, turn round, at pace McKinney. Andy McKinney looks to cut inside. Still McKinney, put it out in front. Loose pucks round the back of the net. Spridgen manages to recycle it. McKinney again, jumping, testing.
That was close, yeah.
And there's a lot of lying down going on in that net.
Yeah.
We'll see it again now.
Yeah, Andy McKinney did well to just come round the net. It was just a loose puck. You can see it there loose, keeper jumps on it. Yeah.
Well, it's those loose pucks that could be the dangerous ones. We've seen them converted so many times. The old loose change.
Yeah,
I think just before that, you can see when McKinney gets the puck, he can really pick up a bit of speed and go his man. So they've got to be mindful of that and close him down.
Well, McKinney does Barlow on the draw. Still, the Dragons, Dickinson takes a shot, puts it high into the net, and once more. Looks like we're going to reset. So again, left-hand side of Miles Finney, 12-22 in this period. This one a lot more subdued than the previous one, however. Barlow and McKinney caught up in some sort of little affair there, but G skates down, G goes to go to Greaves. It was an open back door. Still the Wild, however. Greaves hooks that one a little bit much, puts it wide. Deflection comes out, and it's going to be Jackson for the Wild, who skates back with that one. He's got Barlow in defence, thrown forward. Greaves holds his line, however, turned around by the Dragons. Lovell managed to find Parsons on the wing, who tried to cut inside. G read that well, just left his skate trailing. Barlow and Lovell, great little move from Barlow. Got round Mark Lovell, goes into the corner, out in front there, and there seems to be some call there, possibly with Parsons. We'll see it again now.
Look, yeah, Barlow, he goes in hard all the time, doesn't he? Works hard. Nice little fakes come round. Tries to squeeze it in, I think, at near side, but Phil Pearson's there.
Well, still 4-2 in favour of the YKK Widnes Wild over the Aspray Chester Deeside Dragons. Still level playing field for this period. As Witter sees an opportunity, tries to find Kennedy. That was a well-worked play. Hughes wise to it though, he shuts that down. Edwards couldn't reel that one in. Richardson puts it through the middle. Hager works it again. Ruddick behind his own net, looking to set something up. Good forward check pressure by the Dragons to turn the puck over. Kennedy shoot, big save by Finney, can't clear it away. Still Kennedy of the Dragons. Dragons now starting to go through the gears as Witter chases his man, puts the body on in the corner. Still the Dragons, can they get anything out of this? Putting it towards net again. Turned away once more, this time by Bez Hughes, picked up by Hager. Hager by himself, he's got support in Edwards, lays. Edwards sees it, gets a shot, flicking a stick. Pearson waves the wand and manages to get it away. Keating puts the body on Edwards, down the right wing now with Dixon for the Dragons. Dixon lets it run, Coulter's going to be picking it up off Keating, however. Haggart looks up, sees a space, clears it out using those half-boards. Edwards gets his little legs going, Otley's going to get there first, that's the icing call. I'll catch my breath, and what a bit of play.
Wow.
Well, a couple of assists there for the Wild almost.
Yeah, it looked like he had the whole of the net. Did Pearson get a piece of that then?
Yeah.
If it was, that was an amazing save again.
Phil, brought his stick up and managed to get something on it.
Yeah.
Face off, left-hand side of Finney. Goes the way of the Wild this time. Hughes has to think quick and ride the check. Everyone making sure they're finishing the checks here. There's a good move out in front of net by Parsons. He's seen off. Hager throws it over for Coulter. Coulter, can he get round Dickinson? Dickinson does well, clears it away. Lovely little move from Parsons. Sets McKinney off. McKinney put it towards net, but never really had much venom in it. And the Dragons again, cycling this around well. Put it on net, good idea, looking for the tip in there from Parsons. Edwards, dispossessed by Parsons once more. McKinney.
Oh,
miscommunication
nearly.
there. Hyde skates forward, he's got Britton in pursuit. Hyde shoots. Sails wide, Britain's got to try and keep that alive, doesn't, leaves his own. Wild have to stop and reset again with G. Thrown forward for Jackson, Jackson dumps it in towards Pearson, Pearson's going to freeze that one out as Hopkins bearing down on him.
Yeah, do you know what? You can just see how important it is to get these shots on the goal, because the moment you move up and you miss the net, it comes right the way round, and it's a breakaway the other side, isn't it? We've seen that a few times, so it's so important to get these shots, keep them low.
Both teams playing very high forward check, and that round the back man, crucial. We've seen it from both sides. And a little bit of a lull in play there for a split second, as everyone got back on the right page of the script. Jackson. Good little tussle with Spridgen. Spridgen's managed to win possession. Charlie Spridgeon, little move, creates some space, keeps possession of the puck. He's got a man in support of Keating on the far side. However, Gilbert's going to see him off. Good interception by Josh Richardson, turns it back around, dumped in once more by Deeside. Spridgeon gets around his man, puts it across, it comes off the inside of the pipe, and Barlow has dragged it over. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Richardson's there. The advantage snuffed out very quickly, and the Dragons forced to retreat.
Someone get it. One of you.
Into the corner once more. As you can hear, their old habits die hard, eh, Steve?
I was going to say, I bet he's dying to get out there on the ice.
Greaves thinks he's going to test Pearson. He goes through traffic, trying to find the breakaway. And you see there, too little too late. Keating slammed on. Barlow's now scooped it up, gets round Furnival. Still Barlow. Barlow's got Greaves in support. Barlow digs his man, or tried to. Great little move by Kearney Witter. Back out to Gilbert, shoots down the throat to Pearson.
Yeah, just Barlow there putting the tricks. He's enjoying this game. You can see it, big hit there. But he's so strong, he rides the check. Bit of a blind pass behind the net there, but again, Pearson's there.
7:44 remaining in the second period. Maybe it's a curse of the commentator, thanks Steve.
I know, I was thinking that. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to kick you later, Steve.
Don't worry, they're just saving their energy for the third.
Yeah.
Going to be a face-off, left-hand side of Phil Pearson's net. Another good face-off there. It comes out in the way of the Dragons. Perks tries to clear it around. Edwards can't keep it in. Ruddick forced to save it and throw it back in, but it's going to give possession back to Deeside. Clancy goes to go through the middle, turned straight back in by Hager. And you can see they're just trying to pin them in their own zone now. Coulter on the forecheck. Edwards sees an opportunity. Holds up Perch, but Kennedy's dragged it through. Kennedy takes a shot. Blocker save from Finney, and he forced something out of him there.
And there's another plastic plexi getting hit there. Again, that just lands nicely for Ross Kennedy. This is what he wants. D-men backing up so he can get that shot away.
Yeah, no, that same bit of plexi, I think.
Same bit of plexi.
And Kennedy again, he's got a real issue with that little bit of plexi, hasn't he? Face off, left-hand side of Miles Finney. Mr. Herring there just advising people need to get on side. Edwards sees an opportunity, puts a pace on. Lovell under pressure. Wainwright turns it back, finds Parry. Alex Parry has to hold his skate.
Oh, just nearly landed for LJ there.
Edwards again.
LJ.
And now Coulter looks up ice. Hughes feeds it forward. Picked up by Ruddick. Forced through the middle, Callum Ruddick doing enough. Coulter has managed to pick that loose puck up. Dragons caught napping into the danger zone, but well read by defenseman there, Mark Lovell. Plenty of experience there. Knew exactly what was going to happen as he skates all the way. Decides to test Finney himself, and he squeezed it in! Well!
Mark Lovell needs to put a lottery ticket on tonight with a goal like that.
He's buttered that one up.
Yeah, it takes it into zone. We know Mark's really solid. There's not much on for him, but it just, you know what, if you don't shoot, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win, can you? That's exactly it.
It's the old Gretzky thing, if you don't, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly, yeah.
And he certainly made that one count, and just like that, it's now, the YKK Widnes Wild 4, the Spray Chester Deeside Dragons 3.
Yeah, and that was a big goal, wasn't it? Straight back into it now.
Well, is that going to be a kickstart to the momentum for the Dragons again?
It means I don't kick Steve.
Trying to throw it forward the Wild, however, fighting on the blue line, the Dragons not going to give up easily. G with the puck back behind his own net, forced to go to Jackson. Jackson has to see it off quick as Parsons is bearing down on him. Gilbert, big stretch pass over to Greaves. Greaves decides to dump it in, turned out by Pearson, comes straight onto the skate of Gilbert, recovered by Jackson. Shoots, picks his own rebound up. Kearney Witter holds Jackson on the boards, Gilbert in the office. Greaves took a shot, literally flicked straight off Pearson. And now G, that's going to be an icing. We're going back down to the Deeside end.
Yeah, there was a shot that came in there on Phil Piercy. I don't think he'd be happy with that. He just played it right out into the front to cause a bit more trouble for him, but thankfully he covered it up in the end.
Face-off will be in the Deeside defensive zone. And Joe Coulter's not happy with something there. He's just speaking to Mr. Arnold. Well, I think they were trying to change. We all know you can't change at an icing.
I think he got hit by the puck, so he was injured, so that's why he was trying to get off, but couldn't, I think.
However, play restarts one more time. Greaves picks it up at the point. Good pass finds Hagger wide open on the far side, and we've spoken about this before, that wide open man. Greaves put it in on a tight angle. Hagger's managed to keep it alive. Coulter gets there, and Greaves, however, turned around once more by the Dragons with Parsons. Looks up ice, plays it off the half boards. He's going to chase that in. Williamson's going to be there. Kemp almost shut the door on Williamson then. Picked up by Furnival. Furnival, good body on by Greaves, causes the separation he needs to get in there. Bank pass, knocked forward by Hagger. Coulter for the Wild. Sends it round to nobody. Hagger forced to move as Otley. Plenty of time to pick his man out in front. Spridgen feeds it to Dixon. Dixon tried to go through Ruddick. Instead ends up hitting him. We go back the other way. Otley to Perks. Once more again thrown forward. Shot on! Finney. Reaction save. And Edwards breaks down, cuts inside. Reese Edwards doing all the work. Goes round the back, puts it out in front. Could have a little bit of a break hit. No. Coulter, oh no, sorry, not Coulter. Hughes straight over to that. It's the way his shirt's folded, he keeps catching me out. Hopkins pulls it to go out in front. Dragons clear it, picked up by Kennedy down this wing. Looks inside, can he get round Jackson? Well read. Britton just assisted Jackson there with that one. Reynolds going to be chasing down Lovell. And very much a case of youth versus experience here.
Speaking of youth, Edwards, I think he's having a good game, isn't he? Not shying away from any of the checks or anything.
3 minutes 33 left in this second period. And apologies, we have lost the clock at the moment. As G looks to work it round. Trying to play it inside. Good play by the Dragons as they manage to clear it away one more time. Clancy throws it over the opposite side. It's going to be Parsons who gets there first. Parsons decides to go all the way around, puts it back out in front. Shot Wainwright!
There we go.
And just like that, it's an all-square game.
Yeah, James Parsons gets onto a loose puck. Composure's looking for it. Mike Wainwright jumps into the play and puts it top shelf. And it's a 4-4 game, guys.
Yeah, everybody too busy watching Parsons trying to do the wraparound. He feeds you back across the net line there. And Wainwright just sitting there at the back door.
Yeah, we know how dangerous James Parsons could be in front of the net, isn't it? You know, you pay too much attention for him. Then you got Matty Wainwright coming in.
Parsons and Wainwright have certainly been playing together long enough to know telepathically where each one's going to be. We spoke about it in previous seasons, that whole line of Beach, Hagger and Robinson. But the same could be said between Parsons and Wainwright as well.
Yeah, they've played for a number of years.
As they certainly look to get on the board again early. It's off the leg pad to Finney, and Greaves forced to find a big stretch pass, tries to get over to Barlow. Richardson's going to get over there, shut the door on him. Barlow puts the body on big style. And this game's just gone back up. Knocked on by Furnival from his skates. Williamson's going to chase that one back. 2:30 now remains in this period, and it's a late charge by the Dragons, but it's enough. Another body in, this time on Gilbert. Puck turns round, and Gilbert's just going to pursue that back. Richardson gets his legs under him now. Dickinson looks up ice, tries to find Furnival. Good little bit of defensive play by Kemp, sees him away from that. Kearney Witter. It's Greaves and Kearney Witter there. Good little block by Joe Greaves. Keating. Greaves lets one rip.
Got a break, maybe. Too many men. Yeah.
And there's certainly a call.
That's the problem again, shooting it wide when it comes round, isn't it?
And it's been given. You are right, Steve.
Yeah.
A too many men call. Well, Deeside did well and caught. Widnes on the change.
Do you know what? Again, it's just so easy there if you miss the net. It's either coming round for a break or catching someone on a bad change or something. You know?
And that's the thing with the shots from Joe Greaves. We know he's got the power. He's not always got the placement. And that's in this game, it's dangerous at the moment.
Yeah.
Taking nothing away, obviously, from Joe.
I won't actually get him for a V-shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Number one with a cannon.
I wish I could shoot like that. Either way, we're back underway. Deeside on the power play. The bench penalty. 2 minutes for too many men. Sat by Callum Ruddock. Well, here come the Dragons. Kennedy picks up some speed, slams on. Look for McKinney. McKinney's decided to go to the point instead. This time finds him. Kennedy just uses the board to cushion that pass. Tries to get round. Parry. So Wainwright, we know Wainwright loves to come out to the point and shoot. And it looks like Parsons is trying to screen the netminder there. Now it's Parry's turn. Wainwright out to Kennedy, Kennedy to McKinney. McKinney winds up. Shoots! Good, you heard it come off the glove of Finney. Does enough. Wainwright's going to scoop that loose one up. No, Hagger gets his toe on it. Dispossessed, however, by Kennedy. 1 minute 3 on the power play inside the final minute now of this period.
Well, the Wild doing enough to keep the Dragons at bay at the moment.
At best, they're probably going to get about 16 seconds. Man advantage if it goes. Out in front, backhand again.
What
Pearson,
a play.
as they avoid the short-handed goal, will catch Wild now on the back
Oh,
foot. Barlow's picked it up, shoots into the glove of Pearson. And wow, 34.3 seconds left, 42 on the power play.
Oh my God, what's Phil Pearson done to him? That's his third or fourth one in that shift. Gives it away. Nice, brilliant save, Phil Pearson. But Jesus, he must be going mad at his guys there. That's about the third time in that shift. Come on, what's going on?
Yeah, 34.3 seconds in the period, 42 on the power play. Puck drops and immediately blown dead. The officials hadn't let Dragons set yet. Okay, let's try that one again. Rigo, thrown forward, reeled in by Jackson. 26 seconds and counting. Picked up by Dickinson, just going to skate it through, gains his own. Looks to go round Jackson, all the way round. Back to the half-boards and the point. Brings it out, and he's just going to see out the period.
Well, it's weird.
But they're going to start with that man advantage in the third. Lovell decides to skate in. That's going to be an offside, surely.
No.
And there's the buzzer. 8 seconds is what we're going to have of a Dragons power play at the beginning of this third period. But Dragons doing everything they need to bring this game all level there.
Well, it's been end to end, but a goal apiece in this, well, two goals in favour of the Deeside Dragons, and it's all square here at Plantage Widnes, with Widnes Wild 4, Deeside Dragons 4. Join us after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Planetize Widnes for this third period in the M56 Challenge Cup between the Widnes Wild and Deeside Dragons. All tied here with the scores at 4 apiece. We've got one more period of exciting action. And Steve, going into that period break, Deeside have got to be a little bit frustrated because they, even though they've still got, 8 seconds of a power play, they thought they scored, didn't they, going in?
Yeah, just before that, yeah, we weren't sure from this angle whether it was a goal. It looked like it was a goal just on the buzzer with the water bottle going up, but it was ruled out. But do you know what? Equally, Phil Pearson's made some big saves there, 2 or 3. So it balances itself out either side, doesn't it? You know.
Do you know what, Ben? I've got to say it. Both netminders very, very busy in that period.
I've already made the comment, they're seeing more rubber than most tyre factories. It's unreal. Phil Pearson has certainly kept the Dragons in this game, and I will say that. However, you can't take anything away from Finney either. Miles Finney has been put under some pressure from McKinney, from Kennedy, from Parsons. It's literally the scoreboard, I really do think, is a fair aspect, or a fair retrospect of what's going on out there.
So coming into this, of course, we said that Deeside had very, very little game time, very little practice time. Giving a good account of themselves so far.
Yeah, I think so. We've seen a few little mistakes that are happening, and I'm pretty sure, confident, once they've got them sessions and the training under the belt, them little mistakes we've seen tonight, the give-overs, the bad passes in front of the goals and stuff like that, they'll probably be neutralised as the season gets in its way.
Well, interestingly, we're saying in the off-camera in the period break there, they've got a long trip up to Whitley tomorrow, so that's a long game. Is it tomorrow they play them?
It is.
Yep.
Dragons Whitley tomorrow, and as Steve's already said, I'd love to see those games. I think there's going to be some real test of the Dragons' steel, see if they've actually got what it takes to hang with the big boys, because right now the performance they're putting out there says they can.
Yeah, and can't take anything away from Widnes. I mean, they've played a good game tonight. Couple of players still absent, but still doing what they need to do, putting points on the board, dominated that first period. Fell a little bit off, took the foot off the gas, I felt, in that second period. They should have took more control, stopped the Dragons being on the puck so much, but the Dragons did that when they first scored that first goal in the first period. They came out all firing, did the same in the second period, and they've not stopped. They've kept that pressure on.
Yeah, I think they've got to take that into the third and final period to take it over the finishing line, hasn't it? Looking at the squad, they've got quite a big squad there as well. So, you know, I think they've got the strength and depth to do that. Or will they be thinking about tomorrow's game, which is a league game?
This is the thing. It's taking nothing away from the fact that it's a cup game. We don't like to do that because everything counts at the end of the day. Everybody likes a silverware, but you've got to say, looking at tomorrow's league fixture, are they going to have tired legs? Will they have the power and the strength to carry on in this third period and hopefully get something out of it? Or are they going to, do you think they'll take their foot off the gas a little bit and think, we need to save something for tomorrow?
Me personally, do you know what? I'd rather win tomorrow in Whitley than today. However, unfortunately, it's a derby game, so you're just going to give it everything you've got.
Everything goes out the
I
window.
was going to say, anything you've got on paper, the only thing you can say on paper that's certain, right? Deeside beat Sheffield. Sheffield took Whitley to 4-2. Wild lost to Whitley, big time.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And then Wild beat Sheffield, so it's anyone's game.
I think the most important thing tomorrow is for the Dragons to give a good account of themselves.
Exactly.
And of course, Wild have got the Nottingham Lions paying them a visit.
Well, the starting lineups is to the ice for this third and final period. 8 seconds of the power play in favour of the Deeside Dragons, and away we go with that. As one of the Dragons just loses his edge down this near side there. The power play immediately cancelled out, and he's slow getting up there. And that's Parsons, interestingly.
Oh, you don't want to get him injured.
Gives the opportunity for the Wild to try and get something as they go back to full strength. He has gone off to the bench, so he's not looking good there.
No, just off camera. Looked like he was limping a little bit.
Kennedy, however, tried to get round Ruddock. Unable to do so. Wild looking to turn that back the other way. Managed to throw it into the Dragon zone. Going to be picked up by Greaves. Greaves puts it back round the other way. Only to be stopped by the Dragons. Kennedy tried to dig it out. He's given it up to Gilbert. Gilbert, call from Greaves. Couldn't get it under the stick in time. G now under pressure. And again, dumped in by that Widnes side as they look to sit on the blue line. Hager goes over. Forces Kennedy through the middle. Kennedy still with space. Goes back to the point. Richardson puts it through, looking for the tip in. Through traffic, and it's going to be turned around once more by the Wild. Hagger and Edwards. Hagger takes a shot early. Pearson wraps that one up. Well, good shot there by Hagger, but the interesting one from all of that was Parsons going off under his own weight, but he looked injured.
Yeah, he looked like injured his knee there. It looked like, and exactly what we were talking about before, about getting injuries going into the league game tomorrow.
Another shot in off the face-off, and this time into the glove of Pearson again. Face-off will be left-hand side of Phil Pearson. Coulter and Keating going for it. Keating comes out winner of that one. Perks does not to clear the zone. Under pressure immediately is Jackson. Coulter on the blue line. Furnival has it taken off him by Jackson. Edwards, a little bit of a mistake. Wild looking to settle down on this puck. Great little pass. Jackson through the middle, gets around Keating, gains his own. Still Jackson, shot through the skates of Otley, takes all the power out of it, and the Dragons are going to come out with the puck in their possession. Keating finds Furnival wide open on the wing. Furnival look to go back. You see there, avoiding the too many men call.
Yeah.
Hagger tests Pearson off the stick and into the roof. 17:41 remaining in this third period. And again, we're going down to the Dragon zone for a face-off.
Phil Pearson's been the busiest, absolutely, in this game in terms of stopping the shots, hasn't he?
Face-off left-hand side of Pearson's net. McKinney and Britton in for the draw this time. It goes the way of the Wild. Hopkins backhands it towards net. Tries to recover his own. Oh, well, that was right out in front. There's another loose stick on the ice. That's up into the roof, not sure.
That was a close one. It nearly sneaked in by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was a Wainwright's stick on the floor there, but Pearson, he's kicked the net off the moorings as well. The puck just hung out in front of the net in the crease there for a minute or two.
Well, Parsons is out on the ice again.
See how he's skating now. Face off right-hand side of Phil Pearson's net. Draw in the way of the Wild. Loose pucks come round. Parsons picks it up. Gets the body on from Kemp, however. McKinney cuts inside, takes a shot early. Finney down. Great pad save from the legs. Thrown forward once more. Wainwright's going to be there, and that's an icing call.
Yeah, that just broke nicely for McKinney. Just getting down the wing, cut in front of the net to get the angle, and a nice low hard shot.
17-13 remains in the game. Face off left-hand side of Miles Finney. Wild win the draw again. Gilbert looks to get his legs going. Can he beat out Lovell? Well, they've let the play go. Lovell sees Gilbert off. There's calls for interference. Either way, McKinney comes in to deal with the loose puck. Now, Andy McKinney looks up ice, finds Parsons on the wing. Parsons decides to dump it into the corner for Dickinson. Parsons tries to wrap it around, slapping at the pads. And that looks like it was Kemp who lost his edge there. And Kemp's not happy.
Yeah, the thing is,
he's certainly not happy with McKinney.
No.
We'll see it in the replay again.
Yeah, there's a loose puck there. He's going for it. Yeah.
It looks like Kemp loses his edge, takes out Parsons at the same time. But Kemp straight up on his feet and grabbing onto McKinney. Well, it's going to be fresh legs all round. 16:43 now.
That's where you see James Parsons getting in dirty with the keeper, isn't it? Being a nuisance.
Face off left-hand side of Miles Finney. Face off. Goes through a lot of traffic, finally. To Widnes stick on it, tried to clear it out. Edwards gets over, cuts back, pursued by Parry. Jackson called into action. Hager, let it run.
Come on.
Coulter gets there, beats out Kearney Witter. Witter now in on the play. Takes Coulter off the puck, gives it to Kennedy. Good cut out by Edwards. And Kennedy just throws him into the boards for that. Ross doesn't care if it's a cage or not.
No.
You see Coulter and Hager just circling now. They've managed to dispossess. Deeside again. And Edwards tried to go forehand, backhand.
Again, he did everything right there.
Kept alive by G. Still Chris G. Oh, they've managed to dig it out. Good play on that far side between Parry and G. Widnes, a little bit of a corridor. They managed to do something. Nope, they've not cleared it all the way. Dumped in by Deeside. Fresh legs on for Deeside now. Can Jackson catch them on the change? Looks up ice. Goes to play forward. Great forecheck pressure immediately by McKinney again. Parsons and G out in front that one. And just, I have to mention this off camera before. After Kemp was escorted off the ice, Carl Bacon was astraddle the box, sharing some words, shall we say.
Everybody loves bacon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless your name's Kemp.
Oh, okay.
And immediately blown dead. Something not happy there. I think the trapdoor was still being shut on the Widnes bench. 15:23 shows on the clock. Face off, left hand side of Finney.
Ooh.
Quick one! And he's managed to kick that out from between his leg pads somehow. Under pressure, Barlow chasing down Wainwright. Wainwright plays quick. Hughes. Interestingly, Hughes, a former D-man of the Dragons himself. Good play between Hughes and Riddick. Wainwright takes his time. Oh. And again, this loose puck, the slapping in, waiting for the loose puck, and it's going to be Barlow that jumps on it. He's got support in Greaves, decides to take the shot himself. Great save, Pearson. However, Barlow's bodied off the puck. It's allowed in. Dickinson takes a shot. Flash of the leather, it goes over the bar.
Probably had a bit more time there to skate it in, you know.
Yeah, I would have said that.
Yeah.
This time Williamson fancies himself. Couldn't get quite all the way through. Kemp back on the ice, backhands it. Picked up from the skates. Spridgen throws it in towards net. Calmly taken by Finney. Spridgen's going to chase that in. However, Kennedy's back on the ice. Ross Kennedy has been one of those players that has been a thorn in the Wild side today, as that goes out of play. 14 left in the period.
Yeah, I think his experience is showing from his time at Telford and Leeds, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Leeds tonight.
Yeah,
he was prolific there.
Yeah, he grown from strength to strength, really. Blackburn, Telford, then Leeds, and then hopefully it benefits Deeside.
Drawing Wild. Can't clear it when it's intercepted. Picked up high slot by Kennedy. Takes a shot. Kick out save once more by Finney. And Miles Finney cannot go to sleep by any means as Perks pursues Hopkins. Perks and Hopkins looks to wrap around.
Oh!
Great play by Pearson. Put his stick out and just shut down any opportunity. But back the other way. Kennedy gains his own. Otley in the middle. Support. Decides to go alone. Parry scoops up the loose change. Swinging and shoveling snow. And Otley's been dragged down there by Jackson. We'll see it again there.
Yeah, Kennedy just driving to the net. It lands for, I think, number 7, so that's Parry, isn't it?
Yep.
There's a bit of a scramble. Yeah. Again, good work by both teams, really.
Finney under pressure again, but good defensive work by the Wild. But you can't take anything away from Deeside.
No, there's nothing in this game, is it? Nothing.
13:28 remains in the period. Jackson receives the puck as the Wild win that face-off again. Another stretch pass from Hager. This time Edwards puts it straight on net.
Okay, Edwards is getting a lot of ice time again. You see him being quite disciplined, staying stretched on the far side. Just creating that space for him because everyone's over here, so he's got a little bit more time just to step in and take the shot.
Face-off right-hand side of Phil Pearson taken very quickly. Dragons are going to snub out any offensive pressure there from the Wild. Throw it mid-ice and again turned around immediately. Richardson takes his time. Comes out to Parsons. Parsons shadowed by Haggart. Decides to dump it into the corner. G's going to be over there first. Again, just played out, knocked forward from Coulter. Coulter wiped out the play by Wainwright. McKinney again through the middle, scooped up by Dickinson.
Oh!
Jared Dickinson. Well,
it's a bit of a pick play really here. McKinney gets over the line, draws 2 plays, just a loose puck. And Dickinson there to, again, a lot of these goals are going up high, top shelves, aren't they?
Finney was frozen on the spot there. He doesn't know what the hell's just happened. I can tell you what's happened. It's now the YKK Widnes Wild 4, the Aspray-Chester Deeside Dragons 5.
So again, Deeside take the lead here for the second time in this game.
And the Widnes fans now desperately trying to get behind their team. 12:37 on the clock on the restart. Furnival picks that loose pass up. Shot comes in. Finney sees rubber one more time. Big hit on the boards now as the intensity goes up another notch. And Barlow and Gilbert fighting away. The officials can't get out the way quick enough. Spridgeon on Hughes. Keating looks to go inside. Puts it into the danger zone through traffic spilled out. Furnival takes a shot off the leg pad to Finney. Gilbert plays out for Barlow. Barlow space in front. Far side is Greaves. Gets round his man. Still Matt Barlow. Barlow going alone. Pearson's got the answer, however. And now Lovell. Mark Lovell works it around the forecheck. Keating knocks it forward very quickly. Furnival tries to cut inside. Good play by Wainwright as he pinches in this time. Beats out Kemp, still Wainwright into the corner. Still Wainwright. And this is...
Still Wainwright.
Yeah. No, people don't give Matt Wainwright enough credit. We've seen the shot he's got and the speed he can get going. For a defenseman, he's dangerous. Out in front!
Oh,
Furnival waves the one, fans on the shot. It was a sitter. Great little move by Gilbert, takes it off Kearney Witter. However, it's all Dragons at the moment.
I think Furnival thought he just was too shocked to see him all that time and space in front of the net on his own.
Gilbert throws it forward. Greaves shoots. Pearson answers. What a save, Pearson. And the Deeside fans elated here. Kennedy once more drives it in, stops, looks for parry. Good work on the board with Gilbert. Clancy couldn't really get into that play courtesy of Jackson. Otley comes off the leg pads of Gilbert one more time. Gilbert going to control this puck, try and slow it down to the Wild pace once more. Come off Clancy, loose puck, thrown forward again. There's all sorts of little bits going on off the play now. Picked up by Jackson. Kennedy, turn around once more. Hyde holds his line, takes a shot, sails over. They need to be careful now. Hopkins at the point. Good play by the Wild, just kept the puck up the Deeside end. Forwards forced to tag up. Shot on. Good shot, Hopkins, but all the time in space for Pearson.
Yeah, just a textbook save really for Pearson, but just before that, again, we've said he's made some really, really good saves in there. You know, it's surprising really that the Wild haven't got another 2 or 3 goals, some of these saves that he's made, because he's really kept them in it.
9:51 on the restart. Face off down in the Deeside Dragons end, left hand side of Phil Pearson. Quickly played by Coulter, thrown forward, picked up by Lovell, doors shut by Edwards, but Lovell just skates through Edwards. Almost teasingly
holding him, surely.
And Lovell and Edwards
yeah.
Well, that's a little bit of something there. There was another hit off the play. And Edwards, although he skates with a cage, he skates with a lot older head on his shoulders than people give him credit for.
Do you know how old he is?
He's 16.
He's 16, wow. What a talent that young man is, yeah. He's only going to go from strength to strength as well.
9:22 left in the period. And it's 9 minutes 22 for the Wild to try and find a goal. And I know there's half a period to play, but I'm going to come out and say it. We could be going to overtime, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
I think there is another goal here, but I'm not sure which way it's coming. There we go.
Oh! Where are the Dragons? And there it is.
And it's that man, Matt Wainwright.
Well, again, face-offs are so important. He wins it back to the point. Matt Wainwright takes a quick shot. I think it goes
Tipped
straight.
in from Parsons.
Tipped in from Parsons, yeah. They won't be bothered. It gives them a little bit of a breathing space.
Yeah, Parsons celebrating there. And what a time to get a goal. It's now YKK Widnes Wild 4. Aspray Deeside Dragons. What a mouthful that is.
See,
6.
See what a hypochondriac James Parsons is. There's nothing bloody wrong with his leg, is there?
As quickly the Dragons come on the attack again. They smell blood in the water. They're trying to tame the Wild one. However, we're going back the other way now with the Wild. Keating gets it round to Perks. Gilbert stabbing away. Barlow. Back to Furnival. Gilbert again. Puck comes loose for Kemp. And dare I remind you guys, this is just the Challenge Cup game.
I know, yeah.
This isn't even the league.
I'm surprised he didn't blow with that.
So, Greaves and Kearney Witter, and they take the official out with him.
Yeah.
Shot towards Finney's net. Barlow down the swing. Oh, Barlow's wiped out of the play. Play continues, however.
Furnival's down there. Yeah, there we go, they're up.
Dragons just holding it behind the net for a minute, trying to get something going again. 7:59, the clock ticking down. Hopkins, good body on from Kennedy, rode that check well. Furnival and Barlow, that could be another one to watch. Pucks come all the way down to Jackson. Furnival's going to go off, so is Barlow. Jackson sees his man off. Reynolds is going to chase that. Richardson's there though. And one of the big names missing for the Wild today, Adam Giuseco. Maybe he could have made a difference.
Well, who knows?
Shot comes all the way through. Still getting onto that was Alex Parry, who let one rip. Well, that had some venom on it.
Yeah, it just fell for him really nicely.
Shot comes in again. Another save from Finney.
And the Wild just seems to be backing off a little bit.
I was going to say the Dragons are queuing up.
Do you know what? Just looking there, the Dragons are hitting it, just constantly finishing the hits. That seems to be a bit of a difference at the moment.
Back with pace thrown forward by McKinney. McKinney to Wainwright. Wainwright dumps it in. Wild look to turn it round. Yeah, McKinney finishing his check off that time. Little net battle between Hughes and McKinney. Edwards couldn't quite connect with that one. However, they've managed to clear the zone. Coulter's going to put the forward check on. Tries to rub Dickinson out the play. Haggers got the rebound.
Oh, again.
Well, he picked it up. Yeah. Shot on. Another great save. Pearson tried to 5-hole him. This time back the other way with Parsons. Parsons force round Ruddick. 6:20, time ticking away. Dickinson again for the Dragons. Look to put it towards net.
That just wanted a tap in,
yeah.
And this time it's Finney who wraps that one up.
Yeah.
These pucks are sailing in across the face of goal.
Yeah.
Just need a little tap in, and it's as simple as that.
Well, Gary, for those people that saw the highlight show this week, you'll have seen the interview from Whitley.
Where can you catch that, Ben?
Oh, that's on BASN's YouTube channel, I believe.
Oh.
But yeah, it was one of the players, where they're all up there, when Warriors TV interviewed him and they were asking him, you know, who teams are you looking out for? He mentioned Deeside, he's like, they're back and they're looking good. That one's going to be interesting. I'll tell you what, Gary, if this is a taster of what they're bringing this season, I want more. Shot in. Oh, Gilbert was waiting for it to come all the way round.
That was a lucky bounce there off the back, otherwise it would have landed just for him to tap in.
Barlow got round in the way. Another collision with the defensive man there, and Furnival. Bodies certainly going on now, literally bodies everywhere. Greaves loses out and there's a call. Well, there's going to be a call, and that's an interference call. It was Finney who was skating to the bench, so I'm going to say it's on Deeside.
Spridgen, is it?
Well, the door's open.
It is.
Yeah.
Charlie Spridgen heading to the box. 5:31 left in the game, and right now, for 2 minutes of that, we've got a man advantage of the way of the Widnes Wild.
Yeah.
Well, the Wild need to use this, capitalise on the opportunity, and try and get back in this.
Yeah, if they can get one back here, there's still like a few minutes left in the game.
This is a big power play for the Widnes Wild. Williamson under pressure immediately from Clancy, but they've kept it in. Wild unable to keep it all the way in though, as Dragons see that off. Hager. Williamson. Thrown forward again, Coulter down that left wing. Gets round his man, 4 Widnes players in the zone now. Here comes the 5th to join Hager into the corner, looking to set something up. Hager at the point, leaves with Coulter. And you'd see there, Hyde's just trying to throw it in. Oh, and there's, that's Coulter's involved in the middle there. We'll see it again. The play was with Hyde. He comes in near side post, Coulter lets it go. Hyde tries to just throw it in tight. And immediately...
Yeah, just protecting the goalie, aren't they, there? Because they don't want to give out the second, the third, the 4th chance, the spare change. Again, Phil Pearson really good on his position, his angles, protecting that near post.
Face off, left hand side of Pearson. Still the Wild on a power play shot from Hager off a Parsons stick high into the netting. 118 on the power play, 4:49 in the game.
Yeah, Hager just dropping into the D there to hopefully get some space and maybe get his cannon away.
Face off, right hand side of Pearson. McKinney and Coulter. Dragons win that, get that. Oh, that's come off the referee. Hager looked like he was winding up, and again, fake wind up. 3rd time, and this time the net's completely been pushed off the moorings. There's that little net battle on the back post.
Yeah, do you know what? Sometimes when that happens, they blow the whistle because that would have gone out. So I don't know why they didn't blow it, because it was an unfair advantage. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what they're having a bit of a grumble about now.
Needs a bit of super glue on there.
That's going to sting in the morning, baby.
4:36 left in the game. 105 on the power play in favour of the Widnes Wild. That interference penalty assessed to Charlie Spridgen. And now McKinney's going to take control of this and just drive it out. Parsons is skating up on it. Hughes is there. You can hear Greaves calling for it, and you'd be forgiven for thinking the Wild are on the power play at the moment, but the Dragons do enough. Britton drops it for Greaves. Greaves shoots! And that come off the side netting. Britton's there for the rebound. Hughes picks it up at the point. Hughes lets one rip. Pearson spills it up. Wainwright there to snub that out straight away. 34 seconds left on the power play. And the Wild forced to tag out one more time. Gilbert tries to put it across. They don't clear it all the way.
No,
Britton's...
he had more time there. He had more time.
20 seconds left on the power play. Gilbert now looking to skate it in. Finds Greaves. Will Greaves shoot? He does. That's off a parry, sticking to the netting. 14 seconds left on the power play. 3 minutes 45.
The one thing there you can see that's happening, they're getting the sticks in the passing lanes, in the shooting lanes, so it's hitting the sticks, it's going up. How many times have we seen it hit the top net in there?
I'm going to say it now. If, and this is a big if the Wild score, they're pulling that netminder.
100%. Yeah.
They've got to get the goal though.
Exactly, and right now, Deeside have done enough to pull that all the way down to Finney, and that's 5 seconds left on the power play. 3, 2, 1, trapdoor open, Spridgen's released. 3:30 left in the game for Widnes to try and get something out of this. Widnes being forced to play D2D again as a high forecheck from the Dragons doing its job. Josh Richardson tries to ring it round, interfere with the ref again, Mr. Edwards. Edwards collides and it's a breakthrough for Furnival. Cy Furnival!
Oh!
Shoot it straight at Finney. Hyde picks a loose puck up. G. Time desperately slipping through the fingers of the Wild. Jackson. And they need to look to try and get something going. And that's going to run all the way down for an icing call. Well, that's going back the other way, and this is going to be a little bit of a bump in the road for the Wild after they got that win off the Solihull last week. It was good momentum for them.
I can see them taking the positives out of this one.
And they've got a good challenge coming at them tomorrow in the face of Nottingham Lions. Nottingham, we know, are young, speedy. It's a breakthrough. Hyde sits Pearson down on the managed to save it. What a save! The Wild can't buy a goal at the moment. Hyde did everything right, sat Pearson down, put it on net. It sat on the goal line.
Beautiful, beautiful move. He just put on the brakes. And yet again, Phil Pearson. Oh my word.
And the Deeside fans are elated.
They're all cheering him because what a save that was.
I'm going to say it now. Pearson's definitely kept them in this game.
Yes, yeah.
2 minutes 17 left in the game. Face off.
He's my man of the match anyway, I'll say that.
Face off right hand side of Pearson. Taken quickly by the Dragons. They look to knock it forward again. Williamson pursued by Parsons. And I tell you what, we asked at the very start, could they keep this pace up? And I'll tell you now, the Dragons can. You can tell for the time they've not spent on the rink together, they've been in the gym working on that cardio.
Yeah, they have been in the gym. I was down there. They did a bit of an open day, and they have been working hard. Whatever they can do, they've been doing. Apart from on the ice.
Parsons trying that wrap around again.
Coulter goes down with his man. And that's Parsons on the floor. Clancy's there.
If in doubt, lie on him.
Well, he's just killing the clock there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to kill the clock a little bit. But has he called a penalty for delaying the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, looks like he's calling something. Well,
timeout by Widnes.
You can see Parsons there, RA ref. Come on.
So James Parsons goes the box to delay a game.
Well, if you wanted an opportunity, the Wild have just been gifted one now.
Yeah.
And as you can see,
you guarantee now Rich Hagger's got the chalkboard out over that side.
Yeah. The thing is, was he able to get up because he was just in an awkward position, but the referee's determined he was delaying the game. He's wasted a few seconds on the clock.
Well, there's 1 minute 30 in the game, and this is a 2-minute penalty.
So that's Mr. Parsons out for the remainder.
Unless the Widnes Wild can score.
Well, they need to do that.
They need 2 quick goals. They need to repeat the Dragons' performance in the first period. Come out, 2 quick goals, and overtime's the best they can wish for at the moment, if I'm honest.
Ben, I'm going to poke you in the eye if they get a goal now and then they get another and go to overtime.
I don't think teams will want to go to overtime knowing they've got to play another game of hockey tomorrow, both teams league, in all fairness.
Wild desperately trying to set something up. 1:18 on the clock. Coulter. Back to Hagger. Hagger gets it to Greaves. Greaves. Shot, and that's into the pads of Pearson. Well, Hyde was standing in front there. You could see he had his hands up. Look, I'm not putting any pressure on. 1 minute 9 is all that's left. And we're going to reset one more time. We're going to the left-hand side of Pearson. If you're a Wild fan, you've probably got no nails left at this point.
No. Do you know what? Both teams have played really well, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Both teams have played well.
Wild straight in on that puck, but Dragons doing exactly what they need to do in killing this clock. 1 minute 2, time ticking away. Lovell sends it round, picked up by Coulter. Coulter gets it over to Hagger. Hagger loses that puck between his legs. Sends it back round. It's going to be Kennedy that gets there first. 50 seconds now on the clock. Time ticking away. 16 for the Wild. Gilbert as he picks it up. 40 seconds left. 109 on the penalty. Barlow gets it out to Hagger. Greaves calling for it. Barlow. Hagger winds up, shoots. Coulter's down in front. Coulter was cleared out there. 20 seconds left, and that's looking like the game, if I'm honest, right there. There's literally 12 seconds left. They throw the puck forward on net.
Whoa.
Still heads towards Pearson, though. Deflected away. 5 seconds left. Kennedy's got the puck on front of the timekeeper's bench. There's the buzzer, and it's a win for the Deeside Dragons. Wow! Wow!
What can I say? Do you know what? The thing for me is like the Dragons, they've not had the rate, they've not had the best start to the season in terms of training, but they've come here to a very good Widnes and they've got the results. So fair dues, because Widnes did play a good game there.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Joining me this time is the general manager of the Aspray Deeside Dragons, Sean Bebbington. Sean, all I'm going to say is, what a way to announce yourself back into hockey.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? We've been on such a long journey, 2.5 years. It's great coming to Widnes. Every game's always competitive. It's fantastic to be back.
We mentioned it in the commentary. As much as you guys maybe haven't had as much ice time as you needed, it's clearly been put into gym time, because the cardio and the fitness of the guys, the level of the guys, right there to the last buzzer.
We're lucky. Some of the guys, all of them really, have kept themselves fit off ice. Lack of ice it is a problem, but I think the willingness and the togetherness of the group, they've just brought everything together and they've left everything out on the ice, which you can't ask for any more, really.
Now, obviously, big game against Widnes, you've already said. It's obviously the Northwest Derby. We've seen it in years gone by. It's always one people circle in the calendar. Me especially, I love it. How much did it mean to you today to come here and turn them over?
Well, you know me, I'm a fan more than anything, more than a general manager. I love this club. It's great to have a local rival on your doorstep. Coming here, didn't know what to expect. Widnes, I would have thought, had been on the ice since July. We've had 2.5 hours together as a group. A very tough game in Sheffield, and what they've done tonight is absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon. Lost for words, really.
Now, attention's obviously got to turn to tomorrow. Big, long road trip to Whitley Warriors.
Yeah.
What needs to be done?
Just more of the same, really. Just battle for every puck, work for each other as a team. Let Whitley worry about the Dragons rather than the Dragons worry about Whitley. We know it's going to be tough. It's never easy up there at the Wigwam. Can't wait to see some faces up there. It's been a long time, and to be back in barns like Widnes and Whitley, it's fantastic.
Well, Sean, we wish you and the Dragons the best of luck for the rest of the season. We're definitely going to see you again soon. I can't wait.
Thanks, Ben.
And thank you very much.
No worries, thank you. Cheers.
Joining me now is defenseman for the Widnes Wild, Lee Kemp. Lee, you've been playing these derby games for how long now, God knows, but they never get any easier.
No, I mean, Deeside obviously hasn't had their team for 2.5, 3 years now. I've lost count of how long. And they're probably our biggest games. We love playing against Deeside, and sometimes we hate playing against Deeside. It's just how derby games go. The crowd's always there. I love the crowd on derby day. They always get behind us, and even Deeside, they brought some good numbers tonight, which we knew they would. So yeah, it's just not gone our way tonight, but we've got them another 5 times, so hopefully it will go.
Well, that's it. Attention's obviously got to turn. It was a cup game tonight, but the points don't really matter until you get to the league, and that's obviously what everyone's looking for as well. Nottingham tomorrow, though. Nottingham are a side where whenever you've played, there's always that little bit of friction, but then they skate young and hard. You guys are skating young and hard, and you get to this little bit of a loggerhead. Surely you're going to need to bounce back from the momentum of tonight.
We have to. It's as simple as that. We have to. We started off so poor tonight. Like I say, we knew Deeside were going to come out strong. They haven't played us in, like I say, numerous years. We knew they were. We just didn't start well. We got the momentum back. We started the second well, and then we just went on another decline. So we have to come out tomorrow and perform. If we don't, it's just a massive disappointment weekend. Like you say, Nottingham is such a young team that they just go and go and go for the full 60. So we have to match that. We won down in their barn a couple of weeks ago, so they're going to come here on the smaller ice. They're going to chip it in behind us. They're going to make us turn. They're going to hit us in corners. And that's what we knew that was going to happen tonight. So we have to expect it tomorrow, and we have to come out stronger.
So would you have said that the Deeside were probably the best warm-up team to have played going into tomorrow's game?
I think, yes. I mean, I would have liked it to have gone a different result, obviously. Yeah. But we've had our chat in the change rooms, and we've had our grilling, because it just wasn't good enough. So we know what we have to do tomorrow now.
Well, that's it. You go again tomorrow. Lee, we're going to wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. We can't wait for tomorrow's game, and we'll catch you again soon.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
You can't take anything away from Widnes. They skated hard, but my God, straight out the blocks, them 2 Dragons goals put them on the back foot.
Do you know what? If I was a hockey fan, I'd just add value for money.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. It's just had everything this game, isn't it? Absolutely value for money.
And you can see how much a derby game means to these two teams. And, you've seen it out there, even though it was only a cup game, and we know that it was a loss to the Wild. Still great friendships out there. They're still shaking hands, patting each other on the back and stuff like that. And that's what we like to see in this. Even though it's a really heated rivalry, all still friends at the end of the day.
Yeah, do you know, I was over with some of the supporters before, and the atmosphere there was really nice. And some of the kids from Deeside are playing for Widnes now, and they've made some nice friendships. So it is, it's what it's all about, hockey, isn't it? At the beginning of the game, we said about goaltending being the key, and oh my God, Pearson, Jesus, what a performance he had there.
Well, Pearson was certainly standout for Deeside, I think. There were a few other players as well. Parsons can't go unmentioned, but for me, the standout player today for Deeside was Ross Kennedy. Kennedy was the biggest thorn in the Wild side. And I tell you what, though, when he's on the offensive, you never know what he's going to do with the puck, because he's developed some lovely silky stick skills. However, he still knows how to put a body round.
Well, yeah, he does. I mean, it was quite physical. I mean, and I tell you, I was surprised it was very quiet today. Carney Witter.
Yeah, I think he's fitted well into this Deeside team. He knows he's not going to get involved as much as he may be used to.
He just does what he needs to do.
Exactly.
Oh, that hit in the corner. Oh my God.
Okay.
Jesus, I'd hate been there. Yeah. And just going back to Ross Kennedy, he's a cheeky little sod, and that just comes out in his little moves that he does all the time. He's like a little bit. He likes to, show his little moves off, and he has got them, so he is tricky. He's a tricky little sod when he's going at the D-men there. So I'm sure he'll cause a few problems for a lot of these teams. Yeah.
But ultimately, you've got to look on the other side of the puck. It wasn't a quiet day in net like we were expecting for Finney. He saw rubber from the word go.
Well, yeah, definitely. The way that the Dragons came out, all firing straight away, and I said it in the commentary earlier as well, I was really impressed with that. The Dragons took straight out the starting blocks, took it to the Wild, caught them on the hop and scored a goal really quickly. And before you knew it, they were 2-0 down, and the Wild were like, whoa, hang on a minute, have we started?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that you need to do against the Wild, because if you let them settle in and get their game together, they can grind you down really well. So straight away, they were having to claw back to try and tie things up.
Yeah, and I think 2 minutes into the game, there were 3 goals, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think some of the mistakes that we've seen from the Dragons, the turnovers, are just a little passing. Do you know what? That's to be expected, considering they've not had the ice.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited to see when they get the ice and they start doing the training, twice a week in the gym. That's going to be one force to be reckoned with this year, I think.
It's going to be, where are the Dragons sat at that Christmas break? That's going to be a telling point. If they're hovering around that third or fourth place mark, expect to see them in the playoffs. They're going to make big things.
Last time they were in the playoffs, Steve, weren't you involved?
Yeah, many moons ago, yeah.
I've seen the pictures of you with all that. So let's look at the long game here. Both these teams have got league games tomorrow. Dragons, after that, have got a long drive up to Whitley to take on the Whitley Warriors. And of course, the Wild are welcoming Nottingham Lions here. Now, two teams who we know can give a game. We've seen Nottingham Lions put up a good result against Blackburn Hawks earlier this season. Are they going to bring that with them?
I'm telling you now, Whitley's game for the Dragons tomorrow will be their first true test.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see what the result is there. Bear in mind, Whitley are at home, so bus legs plus what they've gassed out today.
Yeah.
Can they withstand doubleheader weekends? On top of that, Nottingham have got speedy, young, forceful skaters, and they're going to come here with a bit between their teeth and a point to prove after the last game between the Wild and the Lions. And I tell you what, if the Dragons have taken the Wild this far today and gassed them out, they're going to be on the back foot from the word go.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, will these teams like Nottingham, will Whitley take note of today's results and just be using it in the team talks tomorrow? Because, the Dragons are a bit of an unknown entity at the moment because they've not been in the league for a while. But surely, to goodness, they're going to look at this result tomorrow in Whitley and go, we need to be straight in from the off here because these guys scored 2 very quick goals, and you know what, they're not just here to make up the numbers. This is going to be a team who's challenging, so it'd be interesting anyway. But from me with the Dragons, I think there's something to be excited about from what we've seen today.
Oh, definitely.
And of course, this is just the first in many of these cup games that have got to be played in the M56 Challenge Cup. But it's league action tomorrow, and we'll be back with that game against Wild versus Nottingham Lions. What a great day, what a great derby. I've been Gary Lee.
I've been Ben Lee.
And I've been Steve Fellows.
And we've been Drop the Puck.